The wind cuts across an open plain with nothing to slow it down. The sky is the color of iron, heavy with clouds that never fully break. The grass is dead and pale, pressed flat by a cold that has lasted for centuries. In the distance, a shape moves through the frozen fog. Then another shape, and another, until the ground itself seems to be moving. A herd of mammoths crosses the plain in a slow, unstoppable procession. Each animal stands 4 meters tall, tusks sweeping forward like curved blades. Their thick auburn fur moves in the wind like a living carpet. The ground shakes faintly under their collective weight. This is Earth, 20,000 years ago, deep inside the last great ice age. And somewhere on that same plain, in the shadows at the edge of the herd, something else is watching. The last great ice age gripped the planet from approximately 115,000 to 11,700 years ago. At its peak, ice sheets covered nearly a third of all land surface on Earth. Sea levels dropped by more than 120 meters as water locked into continental glaciers. Temperatures across Europe and North America ran 10 to 15 degrees below modern averages. The landscapes that resulted were unlike anything alive today. Vast, treeless steppes stretched from Spain to Siberia in an unbroken, frozen corridor. Tundra grasslands covered regions that are now temperate forest and farmland. Permafrost locked the soil to depths of hundreds of meters in some regions. And in this world of cold and wind and endless open space, life did not retreat. It adapted, and it grew very large. The megafauna of the Ice Age represent one of the most concentrated assemblages of giants. Woolly mammoths reached shoulder heights of up to 3.4 meters and weights of 6 tons. Their molars, each the size of a brick, were designed to grind the toughest frozen grass. They grew a dense undercoat of fine wool beneath long outer guard hairs up to 90 centimeters long. Beneath the skin, a fat layer up to 10 centimeters thick insulated them against the cold. Their tusks, growing up to 4 meters in the largest males, were tools as much as weapons. They swept snow aside to expose the buried vegetation beneath, feeding through the winter. Woolly rhinoceroses moved alongside them, armored and low-slung, horns facing forward. Megaloceros, the giant deer, carried antlers spanning up to 3.7 meters across. Cave hyenas, the size of modern lions, patrolled the frozen plains in coordinated groups. And in the forests and rocky highlands above the open steppe, something far more dangerous. Something that had been perfecting the art of ambush for millions of years. The saber-toothed cats did not appear suddenly in the Ice Age. They represent one of the longest and most successful evolutionary experiments in carnivore history. The saber-tooth condition, massive, elongated upper canines, evolved independently multiple times. in different lineages, on different continents, separated by tens of millions of years. Evolution kept arriving at the same answer because the same problem kept presenting itself. How to kill prey that is significantly larger than yourself. Smilodon fatalis, the most famous of the saber-toothed cats, lived across North and South America. It stood approximately 1.2 meters at the shoulder and weighed between 160 and 280 kilograms. Its upper canine teeth reached lengths of up to 28 centimeters, including the root. These were not stabbing weapons designed for speed. They were precision killing instruments. Biomechanical analysis shows the canines were relatively fragile compared to a lion's teeth. They could not withstand the lateral forces of a struggling prey animal biting back. Smilodon did not bite and hold. It delivered a single, precise cut to a specific location. The throat, the trachea, the major blood vessels of the neck, targeted and opened in one motion. Death came quickly, not from crushing force, but from surgical accuracy. To deliver that strike, Smilodon needed to control its prey completely before the bite. Its forelimbs were extraordinarily powerful, broader and more muscular than any living cat. Fossil evidence shows heavily developed muscle attachment points along the shoulder and chest. It grabbed prey with its front limbs and pinned the animal before the killing bite came. This required getting close, staying close, and absorbing enormous impact forces in doing so. Smilodon was not a pursuit predator. It was an ambush specialist of the highest order. It waited in cover, selected its moment, committed completely, and killed with precision. Yet the Ice Age had not settled for one answer to the problem of large prey. Homotherium, the scimitar cat, followed a completely different evolutionary path. Where Smilodon was built for raw power, Homotherium was built for endurance. Its legs were longer and more slender, its body higher at the shoulder than the hip. This gave it a loping gait, capable of covering vast distances across open terrain. Its teeth, while still enlarged, were more serrated and less extreme than Smilodon's. Homotherium was a coursing predator, running prey down across the open frozen steppe. Fossil evidence from Friesenhahn Cave in Texas shows something extraordinary about its behavior. The cave contained the remains of hundreds of juvenile mammoths alongside Homotherium bones. Not adult mammoths, specifically juveniles, repeatedly over a long period of time. Homotherium was not attacking mammoth herds at random. It was selecting targets deliberately. It identified the young, separated them from adults, ran them down across open ground. This level of prey selection requires observation, patience, and a form of tactical thinking. Homotherium hunted in groups. Fossil evidence and biomechanical modeling both support this. A single Homotherium could not reliably separate a juvenile mammoth from a protective herd. Multiple animals working in coordination could drive, flank, and isolate a target. This was not instinctive pack behavior in the simple sense. This was organized predation. The mammoth herd moved on, unaware it had been watched from two directions at once. One predator had 4-inch canines, the other had neither, and weighed less than 1/10 of that. One that should not have survived a single winter in this world of giants. But did. The first anatomically modern humans arrived in Europe approximately 45,000 years ago. They had already survived deserts, crossed open ocean, and colonized multiple continents. But the Ice Age steppe of Europe presented a different kind of challenge.
Look, over there, a cave perhaps.
Average winter temperatures in Central Europe dropped to -20 degrees Celsius and below. The megafauna they encountered here were larger and more dangerous than anything in Africa. Woolly mammoths, cave lions, cave hyenas, woolly rhinoceroses, and Homo, all of them occupying the same hunting grounds, competing for the same prey. A human being without fire, without coordinated group hunting, without technology, would not last a single season on the Ice Age steppe. But humans did not arrive without these things. They brought all of them. Fire had been under reliable human control for at least 400,000 years before the Ice Age. It drove away predators, extended activity into the night, and transformed nutrition. Cooking made the dense fatty meat of large animals digestible at a level raw consumption could not. Stone tools in the Upper Paleolithic reached a level of refinement unprecedented before. Blades, scrapers, points, and needles made from flint and bone appear in the archaeological record. Needles meant sewn clothing, layered insulation, weatherproof outer garments. A human in sewn mammoth hide could survive temperatures that would kill an unprotected person. And then there was language, the ability to share information beyond a single individual. To describe the movement patterns of a mammoth herd observed 3 days ago and far away. To plan an ambush at a location not yet visited based on another person's description. This was not intelligence in the simple sense. This was networked intelligence. A collective cognitive system that no other animal on that plane possessed. And it made the difference between extinction and survival in a world built for giants. But before humans arrived, the Ice Age predator hierarchy had its own brutal logic. At the top of the European food chain stood the cave lion, Panthera spelaea. Larger than any living lion, reaching up to 2.5 meters in body length. It hunted cave bears, woolly rhinoceroses, and young mammoths across open steppe. Its fossils appear from Britain to Siberia, the most widely distributed large cat of its era. Cave lion prides likely operated differently from modern African lions. The open steppe environment rewarded pursuit over ambush, coordination over solitary attack. A pride working together could drive prey toward terrain features that slowed the animal down. Cliffs, ravines, river crossings, places where a mammoth or rhinoceros lost its advantage of size. The cave lion understood its landscape and used it as a weapon. Beneath the cave lion in the predator hierarchy, Smilodon held the middle ground. Not fast enough to run down healthy adults, not large enough to dominate a cave lion. but patient enough to wait for the right moment, and powerful enough to end it decisively. Fossil bone beds tell the story of what Smilodon ate and how it ate it. Bison, horses, ground sloths, tapirs, and occasionally the young of larger species. Prey animals consistently showing signs of injury or illness in the bones before death. Smilodon targeted the vulnerable, the weakened, the isolated. Not because it lacked courage, but because precision requires the right conditions. A struggling prey animal that cannot move freely gives the killing bite its best chance. The tar pits of La Brea preserved this behavior in extraordinary geological detail. A mammoth or bison mired in natural asphalt, unable to move, crying out in distress, attracted every predator in range who recognized the sound of trapped prey. Smilodon after Smilodon entered the tar to reach the trapped animal and became trapped itself, joining the prey it had come to take. The pits became a mass grave of predators who could not resist the signal of easy food. Over thousands of years, the bones accumulated in layers, a record of instinct overriding judgment. Direwolves, American lions, and Smilodon all fell to the same trap repeatedly. The tar pits are not just a fossil site, they are a lesson in the limits of instinct. The creature that follows every signal without evaluating consequences eventually disappears. On the opposite end of the cognitive spectrum from the tar pit victims were early humans. Homo sapiens arrived in Europe carrying knowledge accumulated across hundreds of thousands of years. Knowledge of fire, shelter, tool-making, and the behavior of large animals. Knowledge passed not through genes, but through language, demonstration, and memory. A grandmother's story about where the mammoth herds moved in a drought year.
It survives in words alone. The grandmother's story.
A father showing a child how to read a cave lion's tracks in frozen mud.
Child's soft exhale.
A group of hunters developing a shared signal system during a coordinated drive hunt. None of this appears in the fossil bones directly, but its results do. Mammoth kill sites in the Czech Republic show systematic butchering of multiple animals. Carcasses were processed completely, bones cracked for marrow, fat rendered for fuel. Nothing was wasted. Every part of the animal was converted into energy, tools, or shelter. This is not the behavior of an animal responding to opportunity. This is the behavior of a species planning across time. Storing knowledge and applying it in novel contexts that instinct alone could never navigate. And it was this capacity, more than any physical attribute, that decided the outcome. Not who was strongest on the Ice Age plane, but who could adapt fastest as it changed. The woolly mammoth could not adapt to warmer temperatures fast enough. The cave bear could not find enough food as the forests changed composition. Smilodon could not switch prey species quickly enough as its preferred targets declined. But humans adapted, as they had adapted across deserts and mountains and open ocean. Not by changing their bodies, but by changing their behavior, their tools, their knowledge, and carrying with them in their memory and their art and their stories. Every animal they had ever lived alongside, every giant they had ever feared and hunted. The cave entrance faces south, catching the weak winter sun for a few hours each day. Inside, a fire burns low and steady, its smoke drifting upward through a natural chimney. Around the fire, the shapes of sleeping figures wrapped in thick fur. Outside, in the darkness beyond the firelight, something moves. A shape, low and heavy, circling the edge of the light. It does not come closer, but it does not leave either. It has been there for 3 nights now. The relationship between early humans and the predators of the Ice Age was not simple. It was not purely predator and prey, though it began that way. The archaeological record preserves evidence of something far more complex over time. Cave lion bones found at human sites in France and Germany show cut marks from stone tools. Humans were killing cave lions, skinning them, using their pelts. But cave lion tooth marks have also been found on human bones at other sites.
Ran in both directions.
The relationship ran in both directions, and it was violent in both directions. With Homotherium and Smilodon, the evidence suggests an even more complicated dynamic. Homotherium fossils disappear from the European record approximately 28,000 years ago. This coincides closely with the expansion of modern human populations across the continent. Whether human hunting pressure contributed to Homotherium's European extinction is debated. But the timing is difficult to dismiss as coincidence. Smilodon in the Americas persisted longer, surviving until approximately 10,000 years ago. Its disappearance correlates with both human arrival in the Americas and climate change. The combination of 2 pressures simultaneously may have been what finally ended it. But before the end, before the extinctions, there was a period of coexistence.
Stay back. It's watching us.
A period during which humans and saber-toothed cats shared the same landscape for millennia. And in that shared landscape, something may have begun that science is only now examining. The domestication of the dog from wolf ancestors occurred approximately 15,000 years ago. Some genetic studies push that date back further, possibly to 40,000 years ago or earlier. The process began not with deliberate human intent, but with proximity and mutual benefit. Wolves that were less afraid of humans, that tolerated the presence of fire and camps. Those wolves had access to food scraps, warmth, and protection that solitary wolves did not. Over generations, the least fearful individuals reproduced more successfully near human camps. Selection pressure for tolerance of humans built up generation by generation without planning. What emerged over thousands of years was a new kind of animal, shaped by proximity to us. The question that some researchers have begun to ask is whether anything similar happened. With the large felids of the Ice Age, with the cats that shared human hunting grounds. Direct evidence of saber-tooth domestication does not exist in the fossil record. No saber-tooth skeleton has been found buried beside a human in the way early dogs were. No cave painting clearly shows a human leading or controlling a saber-toothed cat. But absence of evidence is not the same as evidence of absence. The conditions that made wolf domestication possible were present in the Ice Age landscape. Smilodon cubs recovered from kills could have been raised in human camps. Young felids imprint strongly on caregivers during early developmental windows. A Smilodon raised from infancy by humans would have experienced humans as its social group. Its extraordinary ambush instincts and physical power would have been an asset in hunting. A human group with a tame Smilodon would have had a predatory advantage unlike any other. Homo as a coursing pack hunter presents an even more interesting possibility. Its social structure, its coordinated hunting behavior, its tolerance for group living. These are exactly the traits that made wolves candidates for domestication. An animal already accustomed to coordinating with others during a hunt. Already reading the intentions of companions and adjusting its behavior accordingly. Would not require an enormous cognitive leap to redirect that coordination toward humans. Homo cubs found at a kill site, raised alongside human children in a camp. Learning to associate human activity with food, warmth, and safety. Growing into adults that hunted alongside the group that raised them. This is speculation, but it is not irrational speculation. It is informed possibility. And the Ice Age record contains at least one piece of suggestive, indirect evidence.
Questions the bones do not yet answer.
Cave paintings at multiple European sites depict large cats in contexts unusual for wild animals. At some sites, large felids appear alongside human figures without the postures of attack. At Chauvet Cave in France, dated to approximately 36,000 years ago, a cave lion is depicted. The rendering is detailed, accurate, and suggests extended observation of the animal up close. Not the observation of a hunter studying prey from a distance, but something more intimate. The artists who painted these animals had spent time near them, watching them carefully. Whether that proximity was born of fear, reverence, or something closer to companionship, we cannot know with certainty, but the paintings ask the question without answering it. The cave bear occupies a different position in the human record of the Ice Age. Ursus spelaeus, the cave bear, reached weights of up to 600 kilograms in the largest males. It was not primarily a predator. Its diet was predominantly plant matter and insects. But it occupied caves, the same caves that humans used for shelter, ceremony, and art. The conflict between humans and cave bears over living space was direct and unavoidable. Cave bear bones found at human sites show evidence of hunting and butchery. Cave bear skulls arranged in deliberate patterns at some Neanderthal sites suggest ritual. Some researchers have proposed that cave bears held symbolic or spiritual significance. The bear that shared your shelter, that you hunted and feared, and perhaps revered, becomes something more than prey in the imaginative life of the people who lived beside it. It becomes the boundary between the human world and the wild world. The creature that stood at the threshold of the cave, literally and symbolically. And then the ice began to retreat. Approximately 18,000 years ago, the glaciers began their slow withdrawal northward. Temperatures rose gradually. The open steppe grasslands contracted. Forests spread back across Europe, replacing the vast hunting grounds of the megafauna. The mammoths followed the cold northward, their range shrinking with each generation. The woolly rhinoceros disappeared from the fossil record around 14,000 years ago. Megaloceros, the giant deer, vanished from mainland Europe approximately 11,000 years ago. The cave bear's final confirmed remains date to approximately 24,000 years ago. Homo was gone from Europe well before the climate shift. Smilodon made its last stand in the tar pits of La Brea in California. Thousands of Smilodon remains have been recovered from the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles. More Smilodon specimens than any other large carnivore from that site. The concentration suggests they were drawn to struggling prey caught in the tar repeatedly. An ambush predator's instinct, exploited by a geological trap over thousands of years. The last Smilodon died approximately 10,000 years ago, alongside the last North American horses. And the humans who had shared the planet with these animals for 40,000 years remembered them.
The humans who shared the planet with these animals for 40,000 years remembered them.
The cave paintings of Chauvet, Lascaux, and Altamira preserve the megafauna in extraordinary detail. Artists who had never seen a photograph achieved anatomical accuracy that stuns modern researchers. The musculature of the mammoth, the posture of the cave lion, the movement of the rhinoceros. Rendered with a precision that required intimate knowledge built from a lifetime of observation. These were not decorations, they were records, an archive of a world that was ending. The humans of the Ice Age knew they were living among giants. They hunted them, feared them, painted them, possibly lived alongside some of them. And when the giants disappeared, something was lost from the human experience. Something that no subsequent generation of humans has ever fully recovered. The knowledge of what it felt like to share a landscape with animals that could kill you. Animals that matched you in intelligence, surpassed you in power. Animals that forced you to be better, smarter, and more cooperative than you would otherwise be. The Ice Age did not merely shape the bodies of the animals that lived through it. It shaped the minds of the humans who survived it alongside them. Every cooperative instinct, every capacity for planning and communication, every ability to read the intentions of another mind, human or animal, was sharpened by 40,000 years of coexistence with creatures that demanded those skills. We are not the descendants of the strongest Ice Age humans. We are the descendants of the most socially intelligent ones. The ones who found a way to coexist with saber-toothed cats on a frozen plain. And perhaps, in ways we are only beginning to consider, to bring some of them with them. The first confirmed human-animal bond in the archaeological record belongs to the dog. But the Ice Age record hints at relationships that may have been more complex and varied. At Dolní Věstonice in the Czech Republic, dated to approximately 26,000 years ago, a burial was found containing the remains of a young person and a large canid. The canid's head was placed deliberately near the human's hand. This is the oldest known evidence of intentional burial of a human with an animal. Not food, not a tool, but a companion, placed with care and apparent grief. The emotional capacity that made this burial possible did not emerge suddenly. It developed across tens of thousands of years of living alongside animals. Learning to read their behavior, predict their movements, understand their signals. A human who spent years observing a smilodon from a safe distance learned that the cat announced its presence before an attack through specific movements. A shift of weight, a flattening of the ears, a particular stillness before the lunge. Reading these signals correctly was the difference between life and death. But reading them also meant understanding the animal as an individual with intentions. Not a force of nature, but a mind making decisions, responding to circumstances. This cognitive leap from prey to individual is what made domestication possible. You cannot tame an animal you cannot understand, and understanding requires sustained attention. The Ice Age forced sustained attention on every large animal that shared human territory, because ignoring them meant dying. The Neanderthals, who preceded modern humans in Europe, had also lived alongside these animals. For over 200,000 years, they survived Ice Age conditions without modern human technology. They hunted cave bears, woolly rhinoceroses, and mammoths with wooden spears. Neanderthal sites show evidence of deliberate cave bear skull placement in symbolic contexts. Whether this represents ritual, reverence, or territorial marking is still debated. But it suggests that the animals of the Ice Age occupied the inner world of these people.
We must prepare.
Not just the outer world of survival, but the interior world of meaning and significance. When modern humans arrived in Europe and met Neanderthals, both populations survived briefly. For several thousand years, they shared the same landscape, the same caves, the same prey. Genetic evidence shows that interbreeding occurred. The two populations were not entirely separate. What knowledge passed between them we cannot recover, but it almost certainly did pass. The modern human genome carries 1 to 4% Neanderthal DNA in non-African populations. In those inherited sequences may lie adaptations to cold, to Ice Age pathogens, to Pleistocene diet. The Neanderthals are gone, but they are not entirely absent from the people who replaced them. And both populations, modern human and Neanderthal, shared 200,000 years of Ice Age knowledge. Knowledge about how to survive alongside animals that could kill you with a single blow. Knowledge that shaped every instinct, every reflex, every social structure we carry today. The Ice Age ended, but the animals it created in us did not disappear with the glaciers. The first human who did not run from a saber-toothed cat changed something permanently. Not in the cat, not in the landscape, but in what it meant to be human. Thank you for staying with us until the very end of this journey through the Ice Age. If this exploration moved you, subscribe and stay for the next chapter of Deep Time. Your curiosity is what keeps these lost worlds alive.
We must keep the fire going.
watch this one for many seasons.
Its spirit will live on the stone.
Thank you for staying with us until the very end of this journey through deep time. If this exploration moved you, subscribe and stay for the next ancient chapter. Your curiosity is what keeps these lost worlds alive.